Even. Yeah, I was worried. I was worried I wouldn't get to go live all night. I was annoyed, actually. I was annoyed about it. Like, come the fuck on. This is the night. Like, if it cut out last night, no big deal. Yeah, like, if it had cut out last night, no big deal. I wasn't going to be coming live anyway. But no. No, it chooses to cut out, like, 3 minutes. Chose to cut out, like, 3 minutes before I was going to come live. Fucking piss off. Fucking internet. Like, it couldn't have cut out, like, you know, a couple hours earlier while I was still at work. Tutto Pugliese bread is good. I will take your word on that. I have no idea what that is. But I'm not big on bread in general, which is a weird thing to say, I think. I suspect not big on bread is one of those statements that would just get a lot of people confused. Can you just not work if you're Wi-Fi? But, well, yeah, like I mean, if my internet's down, I can't work. Like my job literally relies on the internet. So if my internet goes down, because this wasn't just the Wi-Fi being bad, this is the like it had just completely cut out. Like this is just the internet had completely gone down. And yeah, I mean, if it's if I can't connect to the internet, can't really do much work. Reset the router. So the router is in the room where the people I'm like it's downstairs. It's like I can't reset the router because doing that it would mean disturbing the people I'm renting from. It's in their room. It's in their bedroom. So I actually can't reset the router. I just have to sort of wait and hope. So I suspect being 20 minutes late. Hope someone else we know comes. Yeah, the fact that I'm 20 minutes late, starting to seem like maybe no one else will come. Maybe like everyone, starting to seem like maybe everyone else just sort of gave up. Hey, Zach. Hey, Barbara. So not everyone gave up after all. Other people we know did come in. Anyways. Past few days, I've been watching a lot of videos of like people reacting to songs. Yeah, like people hearing a given song for the first time. it's fun watching people. It's fun watching people discover something you enjoy. Because like it's like a like picking songs that like that I already know, just seeing how these people react to songs that I enjoy. So like Janis Joplin, especially Ball and Chain. Uh, Janis Joplin's rendition of Ball and Chain at the Monterey Park Festival. Never heard of Janis Joplin song? You should. Later on, after this live ends, after I leave, or whenever you get a chance. Janis Joplin, Ball and Chain, Monterey Park. It's one of those things where like when you don't know what you're in for, and you find her, it's like holy shit! Like I've heard that song a bunch of times. See, I think it's just probably a lot of them. But Janis Joplin definitely check her out. Because man, the power of her voice. It's not a pretty voice at all. It is just pure raw emotion. So yeah, seeing people react to that and just being like every one of them like, whoa, this sounds like Nirvana. That's another one I've that sounds like another that's another one I've heard watched a bunch of reactions to. People reacting to Nirvana's rendition of "Where Did You Sleep Last Night?" Because that's honestly it's the best performance they ever get. I think it's their best song. Like "Smells Like Teen Spirit" is a great song, really fun, and they've got a lot of other like really good songs. I do feel like their cover of "Where Did You Sleep Last Night" probably their best song. Exactly that. Like there's watching one is I think she's a vocal coach. There's one woman in particular. I think she's a vocal coach or something. Singer at least. Yeah, she knows singing. So she was like, listening to it, and, like going back and like analyzing it, pointing out things that he was doing and how like, hey, Maddie, how certain things he was doing made certain noises and conveyed certain moods and stuff like that. Um, doing that, and then it gets to the my girl when he's like that first bit that he starts. Oh, hello, Isabella and Maddie. When he first gets to that sort of end bit, my girl, and like her reaction was just hilarious because it was just immediately one of these, like what? Just seeing her absolutely stunned by that is enjoyable. I also watched a an analysis of the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald by Gordon Lightfoot, and that meme of like, I have to apologize, I wasn't familiar with your game. Yeah, that I wasn't familiar with your game. Meme. That was sort of my feeling when I listened to that one. It's like, I know, like I never like obviously I was aware of Gordon Lightfoot. I knew of Gordon Lightfoot, but I never actually like gave him a listen for some reason. And so listening to Gordon Lightfoot, the man could sing and brilliant songwriter, obviously. You know, like that's sort of what he's best known for is his songwriting. And yeah, he told a story. Hey, Campbell's wife. The band was garbage. Garbage is good. I always like garbage. They were like a really good band in the 90s. They obviously, you know, they continued into the 2000s and everything. But their peak was the 90s. Like that was when they were at their biggest, was in the 90s. I'm Only Happy When It Rains was their biggest hit, which is hilarious because they wrote it ironically. Like it was meant to be sort of poking fun at grunge. Like that was their big hit. I'm Only Happy When It Rains was their big hit, and like it was, they wrote it sort of bit of parody of grunge music. It just happened that they were genuinely too talented and made a legitimate banger of a song. The same thing happened to Blur with song 2. You know, woohoo! Woohoo! That song, like, they just shit that out because they needed filler. Like that was like that song they wrote purely as filler. They had a couple, like they needed a couple extra minutes of to fill out their album. Nardwuar. I used to enjoy. I used to watch Nardwuar back when I watched Much Music, because Much Music used to show a lot of Nardwuar. The dude from Blur was super mean. Really? Oh, that's shitty. Because Nardwuar is like the nicest dude. Like Nardwuar is just like super nice, and like he does so much research. He'll come with he'll come with like a copy of the band's first demo tape. Like the band themselves don't even have it, and they'll just show up with fucking demo and be like, "Where the fuck did you even find that?" Not the whole band, the bald one at the time. Another band broke a record. He bought them. Oh, that's so fucking shit. There was one dude who actually apologized for being mean to Nardwuar. Like I don't remember who it was, but the guy was like super like the guy had like just done a show, I think, and he was like just like super tired. He was not in the mood for an interview. And I don't think Nardwuar had actually like scheduled it. Just happened to be there. So the guy just basically ignored him, got into the back of his car, and drove off. And it's just like, no interviews. No, I'm not talking to you right now. He got a lot of heat for it because Nardwuar is like really popular. People really like him, so like, people were giving him shit for being rude to Nardwuar. And like he tried to say like, oh, I didn't know this. But, like, it's like, dude, like it happens sometimes. But yeah, he ended up apologizing to it and saying like, "Oh no, I love Nardwuar." Yeah, I used to watch. Back when I used to watch Much Music when I was younger, back when I was a teenager. Nardwuar. They'd show Nardwuar interviews, and everyone just be baffled. Everyone just always seemed to be confused by him. Nardwuar, the human serviette. It's weird knowing that people know Nardwuar because he's Canadian. So it's weird that people. It's weird when Americans know him. No. And yeah, it was Dave Roundtree of Blur. What is Newfoundland? It's one of the provinces. It is basically it's Canada's version of like, or like Canada treats it the way like Northern Americans treat Southern U.S. as like a place for all sorts of weird people. Like it's sort of treated like Canada's Florida. It's like it's a lot of it's just sort of seen the same way that U.S. sees Florida as being full of weird people. More wholesome. Newfoundland is, Newfies. Newfies are sort of. Did Hurricane Ernesto hit Canada? I am not actually sure. Like Australia, New Zealand. Yeah, yeah. Like I don't know if you've ever heard of like Polish jokes. Why did the Polish submarine sink? Because they put a screen door. People would tell that Canadians might tell that joke. Canadians might tell that joke about Newfies. Polish jokes. Yeah, it's an old thing. I don't know if that's very common anymore, but back in the day, especially in Europe, people would make jokes about Polish people being stupid. Like that was just sort of the stereotype that Polish people are stupid. So Newfoundland Newfies are Canada's Poland. People tell stupid Newfie jokes. Polish. Fair enough. Fair enough. almost feel like I should apologize now. I've laughed at some Polish jokes, but never told any. I don't think. But I have laughed at a few. Maybe. Or maybe not. I don't know if I've ever laughed. Because, I mean, they're not very funny. They're kind of dumb jokes. You can Polish this dick. Nice. Yeah, it's like they're not particularly funny jokes. So I probably didn't laugh at them, but gave them like an amused smile, maybe an amused chuckle. I get more shit for my name than being Polish. I never make jokes about people's names. I never make jokes about people's names because I like they've heard them. They've heard the jokes. I mean, I have the same last name as a famous director. So, I used to occasionally hear, "Oh, any relation to?" It's like, no relation. Vouching is a convenient name. Yep. It's like, nope, no relation that I'm aware of. It's just coincidence. People have same last names. Kubrick, no. So I never make jokes about people's names. Because it always feels like a dick move to me. Yeah. Not Scorsese now. Do you feel sorry for Karen's? Yeah. Alexis? Yeah. Not Tarantino. It's too bad there's no James Tarantino's reading. It's too bad there's no famous porn directors. Porn stars, tons, but porn directors, no one really cares who directs the porn. Because I could have made a comment about, I could have made a joke that my last name, like I could have used a porn director's last name, but no one will get it. I'm a famous porn director. Hi, Habibi. And actor. And fluffer. Do you work as a fluffer, Vanna? A fluffer is the person who gets the actors ready before the sex. Your henchman fluff. It's good. It's what henchmen should do. You do that. I thought they literally prepared for it. No. No, they're preparing. The furniture. So yeah, their job is to get the dude. Their job is to get the dick hard. Like that's basically what they do. That's what a fluffer is. Their job is to get dicks hard. Honestly, it's probably kind of like just boring and tedious. Do they make new porns? Well, yeah, I'm probably. I would assume that there's still plenty of professional porn being made. I think you just ruined some movie magic for you. Sorry, Vanna. Yeah, of course they still make new professional porns. The thing with like the thing with the thing with like with OnlyFans is you're just following like one person. You know, you're following this one person's porn. Whereas professional porn, you're getting a variety of individuals to jerk off to. So, so yes. What a nice conversation about porn. So, how's everyone else doing? That is not what I meant, by the way. I do like their hair. Ah. I mean, they need their hair done as well. Especially after the shoot, they definitely need help cleaning their hair at that point. Cut my own hair tonight, so I'm going like a person kisser in here. Nice. Honestly, one of these days, I know I'm just genuinely gonna get pissed like that up, just snap and just cut my hair, and then that'll basically force me to go to a dresser. I'll give them aftercare. Everyone needs a good snuggle after sex. That's nice, Ivana. Post-sex snuggles are just, they're just nice. Hey Julia. Would I like to? Sure. Will I be able to? Exceptionally doubtful. The biggest issue for traveling is I am not a good traveler. I get jet lag so serious. Hey, Anunnaki. What happened to my internet? It was down. My internet went down for like 25 minutes. So I was late coming on live because my internet was down for 20 minutes. So yeah, I get like super bad jet lag. Like for like the first week after I fly somewhere, I'm down. Like I can't do shit. It might not be as bad if I was like actually in the city where I was going to be visiting. And then, like, visiting Scotland, I'd be staying at my aunt and uncle's place. Going anywhere would mean going in a bus, which you can try. You're an adult. Yeah, so I get really bad jet lag. So if I'm gonna go somewhere, I'd probably want I'd want a good few days. I'm not going anywhere, Anunnaki. I'm going nowhere. I'm explaining why I can't travel. I'm explaining why I'm not going anywhere. I'm explaining why I'm a bad traveler. What town are they? They are a little bit outside of the town of Winchburg, which is a tiny little town. Back when I was a kid, Winchburg had a post office and a pub, and that was just about it. Say it again slower. Winchburg. So yeah, small town. There's nothing to do there. So go into Edinburgh, you'd need a bus. Take the bus down to Edinburgh. Which meant the jet lag left me tired and weak. So the bus. Have they said why haven't you visited back? Who, my family? Well, no, I mean they understand why I don't go back there. It's expensive. It's expensive to go over there. So yeah, the reason I don't travel, I get bad jet lag. So for like a week after the flight, going anywhere is really difficult for me. I get nauseous very easily. Might not be as bad if I'm not having to bus somewhere, but even so, if I were to go somewhere, I would probably want a good few days just to stay in and recover. Maybe do some things very near right around the hotel or right around wherever I'm staying, but very little actual travel, very little actual I'd keep it light for the first week, and then I'd want a good 2 or 3 weeks to actually be able to do things. So close to your friends. I mean, it's Scotland. Everywhere is close to everything. Everywhere is fairly close in Scotland, Val. I bet we drove through there to sleep in. But I mean, so here's the issue. I'd want, if I were to go somewhere, I'd probably want it to be for a month. Depends, it would depend on where I was going. But I would probably want a good month. And the thing is, I can't take a month off work. I don't get that much vacation time. I'm not going to get a month off. I don't get a month of vacation time at this job. At any customer service job, it takes a long time before they give you a month of vacation time. And I mean, that's going to be, I'm also I fucking hate work. So I'm going to want breaks throughout the year as well. I don't want just that one vacation. I'm going to want days off in other months as well. So yeah, I like just traveling. Even aside from just pricing, I can't take enough time off work for a trip to actually be worthwhile for me. So yeah, so Julia's question was, would I travel with Chantel? And the answer is, if I could. Yeah, I'd totally be down for it if I could, but I can't. Plus, it does depend on where. It does depend on where we'd be going to. Yeah, there are plenty of countries that I don't really have any interest in visiting. Like I don't really want to go to Kuwait. What does Kuwait have that would appeal to me? Right? Seems like a lovely country, but it's got nothing that really appeals to me. Japan. For Japan, only for the Nintendo and Ghibli museums. Like I'm not joking. Like those two are not museums, but theme parks. The Nintendo and Ghibli theme parks. Hey, little Craig, and the Ghibli Museum. Your best friend. Yep. Yep, she is there, but that would be the only thing there, and not worth it. Not worth. It would be expensive, and genuinely, it wouldn't be all that fun. And like, there's no food that like the food I wouldn't really enjoy much. Like there wouldn't be a lot of food uh, that I would be willing to eat. Not a lot of places I'd be interested in going. It's just not worth it. And it's hot. I don't like I don't like summer in Canada. I don't like how hot summer gets in Ontario. Kuwait? Fuck that heat. Sand surfing. Pass. Hey Yosh, do I like whale? I mean, not particularly. Dust devils are cool. Yeah. I do wish I could travel more, but alas, it's just not going to be an option for me. Not unless I become independently wealthy. If I somehow become independently wealthy, then maybe. Y'all like. If someone decides to randomly give me $1 million, then I can do some traveling. Top country you want to visit? I do really want to get back to Scotland. I would really enjoy getting back to Scotland at some point. Following that, Japan, just because, like I said, the Nintendo Ghibli, and they've got other. Japan's got other cool stuff. Greece would be cool to visit. I always enjoyed reading about ancient Greece. So seeing some of the ruins of ancient Greece would be really cool. Would I visit Russia? Nah, nah. I mean, there's not really much about Russia that I'm terribly invested in. Nothing I'm terribly interested in. Maybe if I read more about Kenya, probably not. I mean, maybe if I read more about the history of these countries, then maybe. Yeah, like I read a lot about ancient Greece when I was younger, so that got me interested in ancient Greece. That got me interested in visiting Greece. Been to Scotland, and it's part of my heritage. So yeah, it was Scotland. Yeah, a country. These are kind of like if I read more about Kenyan history and culture, if I read more about Russian history and culture, maybe. Who knows? You would be the man of Jamaica. Oh, fuck Jamaica. I mentioned I hate. I mentioned how much I hate Ontario summers. I would be miserable in Jamaica. An indigenous tribe. Alaska. Pass. I mean, I'd rather visit other places. Like if I'm gonna visit in up north, may as well go to north. May as well go to the Yukon Territory. I almost got a job in Whitehorse once. I still sometimes sometimes wish that I'd gotten that job in Whitehorse. Honduras? Yeah, probably not. Like moving to Whitehorse, I feel like it would have been either the best or worst experience of my life. One or the other. Either way, it would have been really interesting. But alas, somebody else got the job instead. Research facility in the South Pole. Too cold for me. Plus, I don't think they have internet down there. Or at least not very good internet. Or maybe they do by now. Who knows? I don't know. Anyway, 3:30, so I'm going to end the stream here for tonight. Going to end it a little bit earlier than usual. I'll be back tomorrow. They have internet, but you can't leave? Yeah. Plus, I'm doing my laundry, so I gotta go put my laundry in the dryer as well. So, thanks for coming. And good night, everybody.